Well, that's a great question because they're at 7 and 8 on the board. Goff was ahead of Wentz on my board all along, and yeah, they're quarterbacks, and they're the same grade, really, if you break it down. The grades of Goff and Wentz, and I've talked to several teams about this, you're splitting hairs between really picks 1 through 10. So the first 10 players on boards, it's very close. And if you need a quarterback, you go get them, and that's what Philadelphia certainly did, and that's definitely the thought of the Rams. I'm just surprised that the Cleveland Browns, who desperately need a quarterback, in a division with 3 excellent quarterbacks, and they're a distant fourth, would give away an opportunity to get Carson Wentz. And now we'll see if they are able to get a quarterback or put all their stock in the RG3, figure, hey, if we need one, we'll get one next year. I think right now Hugh Jackson may just want no competition for RG3, make it his job, not to be looking over his shoulder, not to create any controversy, and just try to recreate what we saw the rookie season of Robert Griffin III.
But what makes sense to me from Cleveland's standpoint is, all right, they don't believe in either of the two quarterbacks. What I don't understand from Philadelphia's perspective, I guess they believe in both because they don't know exactly who's going to be at 2, right?
Yeah, this is very similar, guys. So when Eli Manning, Phillip Rivers, and Ben Roethlisberger came out, they were very close, all 3. I didn't think any would be a bust. They were all similar in grade, and they've all turned out to be really good NFL quarterbacks and winning NFL quarterbacks with multiple Super Bowl rings. So to me, I think that's the way they look at Goff and Wentz. In terms of where they are going to be in terms of playing, Philadelphia, got up to 8 with the deal with Miami, then jumped to 2 and gave up a lot, but they feel like, hey, Sam Bradford isn't the long-term answer. Chase Daniel will be a good tutor to a young quarterback, and they're in a division where Eli Manning's not going to play forever, and certainly Romo is not going to play forever, and Washington has Kirk Cousins, and we'll see what happens after this year with him. So they feel like let's seize the opportunity to get the young quarterback, and we can develop him behind Bradford, which he needs coming out of a school, North Dakota State, where he had minimal starts. He didn't really play much quarterback in high school. So this is a kid with very limited quarterback experience, Carson Wentz. But he's got a ton of talent. He's a great kid, and they feel like Peterson does. New coach, new quarterback coming in. I'll be right with them the whole way. And in Tennessee, already made the move with the Rams. We'll see how that goes with Goff. Goff looks like he will go number 1 to the Los Angeles Rams.
Now, do you think, Mel, that Goff and Wentz can even compare in terms of talent and the ability to impact the team right away the way Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota did last year? Are they in that level?
Yeah, well, they're close enough where, but I don't think any young quarterback should really play right away. You saw Mariota get hurt. Winston played through some rough times and actually had a pretty good rookie year. Some come in a little more ready. I think Jameis was because of the offense he worked in at Florida State. Jared Goff has never been under center. Carson Wentz with 26% of the time, but he played in a 1AA program. So I think when you look at it and you really break it down, both these kids need time. And certainly with the Rams, they have Case Keenum and Nick Foles. I wouldn't start Goff right away. And certainly in Philadelphia, you have Bradford. So I think it's a good situation where these two can kind of sit, watch, and learn for a little bit. And it's just interesting. I mentioned those 3 quarterbacks, Roethlisberger, Rivers, and Manning, when they came out. Keep in mind, the Cleveland Browns that year passed on Ben Roethlisberger until Kellen Winslow Jr., tight end, thinking they had the quarterback in Jeff Garcia. Now, here we are, fast forward, and you think you got the quarterback in RG3, and you're passing on Carson Wentz. So, let's hope for the Browns and their fans it doesn't work out like you did when they passed on a great quarterback to take a tight end, thinking that Jeff Garcia was their guy.
I guess my problem, Mel, with Philadelphia is I'm not exactly sure Sam Bradford is a person that can be a great tutor, and I'm not sure I'd want to give him $22 million guaranteed to do it.
Well, I think for that 1 year, that's what he won't be. He will be their quarterback. He won't be necessarily a tutor. That'll be Chase Daniel's job, and that's what Chase Daniel will be there for because your backup's going to be the rookie to get more reps. So
right.
Your third-string quarterback's going to be Daniel to be there like Doug Peterson was. Remember, Doug Peterson was behind Favre. Gary Kubiak was behind Elway his entire career. They drafted Elway the same year they drafted Kubiak. They didn't draft him. They traded for him. The Baltimore Colts drafted Elway and then traded him to Denver. It's the same year they drafted Kubiak. So to me, if you can have Chase Daniel, who understands the role, he's not threatened. He is what he is. He's not a starting quarterback. So, but I think with Bradford, get 1 year out of him, see what happens, and then get Carson Wentz ready for 2017.
But could you remember at all, and I know times have changed, where a second overall pick is the third-string quarterback to start his rookie year?
Well, he'll be I did backup, and then of course Daniel will be the third string quarterback.
Okay.
You want to slice it, so he gets more reps in practice that way. But I think it is a case where they have it structured properly. They have Bradford as the bridge to Wentz with Daniel there to be the tutor and be the guy that can ease him in, work with them, let him transition from the 1AA level to the National Football League. We haven't had a player go in from the 1AA ranks at any position since Joe Flacco. That was a while ago. And, of course, late Steve McNair was a top 5 pick coming from the last one from a 1AA program in the top 5. So Carson Wentz has a lot of transitioning to do. And I think Chase Daniel and Doug Peterson and all the quarterbacks, the people that work with quarterbacks they have in that organization certainly will assist him in making that transition.
Our NFL draft analyst, Mel Kiper Jr., nice enough to carve out some time here on the Michael K. Show. Is there a possibility, Mel, that there could be 4 quarterbacks taken in the first round?
There's 3 definitely with Paxton Lynch being the third. Out of Memphis, I think he could go to the Jets at 20. He could drop to the late first to Arizona. Somebody could trade back in and get him. So he's going to be a first-round pick more than likely. The fourth, maybe Denver, looking at maybe Connor Cook or Christian Hackenberg. Maybe if Lynch went earlier, maybe Arizona would look at Cook. But I think 3 definitely. 4 is a stretch. Right now, I'd probably say no to that, but there is one that would probably be Denver at the end of the first round. And like I said, I have right now Hackenberg and Cook going in the second round right now if you had to project it.